Hey there, Allegheny Jam banjo students. Mr. Jones here, and we're going to have a little fun on the banjo, which is hard not to do. And I think y'all have been doing a lot of good stuff on your banjos, and I hope you continue just trying to play the songs you know, and maybe make up a new song. Just play a little bit every day, and you'll get better and have more fun than you ever realized you could just by picking the banjo. So having a little fun here is in a song that most banjo players play, Cripple Creek. So we're going to do a little bit of Cripple Creek. I'm in a D tuning, so that's my open strings there. We know those by now. And we're going to have a nice landmark. The 10th fret on the first string is a high D. And that's kind of like the exciting beginning of Cripple Creek. And what I'll do is play it for you first. I'm going to give you a couple of concepts to work on. One of them is just doing your brush. Just think about doing a brush. Just doing a brush by itself. Practice that for timing. Like on counting 1, 2, 1, 2. After the beat kind of thing. 1 and 2 and. Or do the low string. You could tap your foot and have tap, brush, tap, brush, tap, brush, tap, brush. So if I'm doing something on the first high strings, like a D chord or something, I might be doing a low brush. Something like that to get a nice low sound, a good chord there, right? You could always do the 5th string in there too after the brush, but just try it without the short string. Just getting that low brush going a little bit. And I'll do that some in Cripple Creek for you. Of course, remember you can always get different strings. So Cripple Creek, I'll play a little bit of that for you, and then we'll work on how to play it there. So I think you'll enjoy learning Cripple Creek, and you'll know a lot of fiddlers will play it, and they'll do it in different keys like A or G or D. And since we're in D tuning, we're doing in D, of course. Here we go. So I'll just play it for you a few times. I'll get my rhythm going first, just with that. Get that with a D chord. Kind of get my tempo going figured out there. Cripple Creek's wide and Cripple Creek's deep. Wait, oh, Cripple Creek before I sleep. Roll my britches up to my knees. Wait, oh, Cripple Creek whenever I please. Going up Cripple Creek, going on a run. Going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a whirl. Going up Cripple Creek, see my girl. I got a girl and she loves me. She's as sweet as she can be. She's got eyes of baby blue. All my love for her is true. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a run. Going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a whirl. Going up Cripple Creek, see my girl. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a run. Going up Cripple Creek to have some fun. Going up Cripple Creek, going in a whirl. Going up Cripple Creek, see my girl. Oh, that's pretty fun, I must say. Wading in a creek's pretty fun, and never can have a bad time when you go out and look in the creek, and who knows what you might find, some salamander, or who knows there. But getting your feet wet's always a good thing, and playing the banjo, the more you do it, the more you kind of get your feet wet and get your left and right hand synchronized and making more and more nice music. So let's go ahead and look at how to play Cripple Creek for a few minutes here. So the 10th fret, and you'll have that 10th fret. Now some people will do that twice, and some people will go. So you'll hear 2 different ways people do it. I was doing just twice on the high note. So let's just try it twice on the high note first. Twice on 10 on the first string. Then I'm going down to 5 on the first string, and then 4. So I'm using 2 different fingers. Second finger on 5, 5th fret, first string, and my first finger on the 4th fret, second string. So I play it like the first string once and the second string once. Okay, let's just do that a few times. And when if you hear a fiddle player doing something different, you could do, he might go 10 and 7, 5. So you could do that too. So kind of listen to fiddler, and you might want to try to follow that fiddler. And a lot of the old players, you'd sit knee to knee, and they take off, and you try to hang on and play what they play. So listen to that fiddler if you're playing with a fiddler. So anyway, we're going to go 10, 10, and then that chord 5 and 4, first and second string. Then we're going to go to a new chord, 5, the 5th fret, 2nd string, and the 7th fret, 1st string. Picking the 2nd string, and then the 1st string, and then we're going to go back to that 5th fret and just get a nice note on the 1st string and a brush. That's the whole big first phrase. I'll play it for you a couple times. Sounds great. So 10th fret twice, 5, 1st string, 2nd string 4, then you got a new chord, 5 and 7, 2nd and 1st string, 1st string 5th fret, brush. Next phrase is going to be the 2nd fret. It's that D chord, and you're just featuring that 1st string note. You could do a slide. If you want to do a slide, you pick it on the 1st fret if you want, and slide from 1 to 2, keeping the finger mashed, and a brush. Open 1st string, 2nd string, and then we got the what I call the traveling note, open 3rd string, and then the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and the 2nd string. So listen to that little 2nd phrase. I'll do that a few times. So I'm sliding from 1 to 2, brush, open 1st, open 2nd, 3rd string open. So you just got 1, 2, 3 string wise, and then you have the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then the 2nd string open with a D chord, maybe brush. So let me play that's the whole first part of Cripple Creek. So I'll do it on 1, 2, here I go, 10, 10, 5 and 4, 5, 7, 5th fret, slide, 1, 2, 3rd string open, 2, and the 2nd string, and back to 10, 5 and 4, 2nd, 1st string, 5th fret, 1st, slide, 1, 2, 3, and the 2nd fret. One more time. Slide, 1, 2, open 3, 2nd fret, 3, 2nd string. One more time. Sounds great. Tremendous. And you get to do sort of the same phrase for the second part, the going up Cripple Creek, going in a run. Is that slide, going up Cripple Creek. So it's the start of that same phrase we did for the second part of the first part. Pretty cool. Might sound confusing, but I think you'll find it's pretty handy, so to speak. So I'm sliding and brushing, open 1st, open 2nd, and you can hit the 5th string in between a lot of this. That 5th string, you can kind of let that thumb just jump in there. The more you play, the more you'll kind of get a knack for where to throw the 5th string in, you know. So slide, brush, 1, 2. We're going to slide again, brush, then up to the 5th fret, and a brush. Not too bad. And then I think the second part is going to be the same thing we did in the first part. Not too bad. So this is going to be slide, going up Cripple Creek, slide, going in a run, slide, going up Cripple Creek to have some fun, going up Cripple Creek, going in a whirl, going up Cripple Creek, see my girl. First part, 10, and let's try the variation. Remember 10, 7, 5, if you like. And then that 4th fret. Try that a few times. Because some fiddlers like to do that. And that sounds good too. It's a little more movement, but I like the 10, 10 sounds good too. So 10, 7, 5, change chords, 5, 7, 5th fret, slide, 1, 2, 3, and 2nd fret. That sounds good too. Second part, you're going to slide, going up Cripple Creek, going in a run, going up Cripple Creek to have some fun, going up Cripple Creek, going in a whirl, going up Cripple Creek to see my girl. And something I did there, when I have a little space, sometimes instead of hitting a big brush, I might just hit that low string, like at the end of that phrase, like when you're going to start the whole thing over. I might hit that low bass before I go up to that, and that keeps it ringing, sort of like a bass player. So remember 10, 10 or 10, 7, 5, right? Let's wind up with just a little chord practice for a couple of minutes. Well, about a half a minute here. Just do that first D. A reminder here, There's your D chord with the open second string. Then you go up to the 5th fret and you got that 4th and 5th fret. A nice D. We're climbing up what they call an inversion. We're just going up to the next note of the chord on 2 strings. Then we go up to 10 and we get to do that big stretchy D, 7 and 10. I'm using my first finger, little finger. So that's a really good thing to practice, is doing that. And you can pick the 1st string and 2nd string with brushes or whatever, experiment. I'm just doing, then you go back to 5 and 4. That's all D sounds. Then the 2nd fret with the open second. And you could keep going on down the strings, right? Try it the other way, going 2nd string as a melody features a 2nd string, so 2 and 1. 2 brush 1. Then go up to 4 and 5 frets with that slant, 1 fret slant, 4 and 5. And then you got the big 7 to 10. The exciting, you climbing the mountain there. Go back the way you came. And that sounds really nice. And you're getting really good at hitting the notes you want to with the right hand and climbing up in a chord. So one last thing I'll wind up with, I'll do that and pick 2 and 1 and then 1 and 2 and then move. See what that sounds like. Sounds pretty good. Do it a couple times. 2 and 1 and then 1 and 2 with the D chord. Move to the next chord, 4 and 5. You can see where melodies come from. Get a lot of sound out of one shape. And then the big 7 and 10 with a little finger. Go back to the 5 and 4. Picking 2nd, 1st and 2nd. And back to the D. And one last thing, if you go up here to 10 and down to that 5-4 chord, picking 1 and 2 and the open second, you have a nice arpeggio, they call it. And if you keep going to the 3rd string and the 4th fret low, open, you get a lot of notes. So the key of D is a wonderful key. Cripple Creek is a great classic that all fiddlers just about know, and banjo players need to put that in your catalog, your repertoire, or just in your tune bag there. So enjoy your banjos. Try a little bit of Cripple Creek. You can always make up some words, but mainly just pick that banjo every day, and I think you'll find it is a rewarding lifetime adventure. Thanks.